and outreach. But I mean, we had to be patient about all of this. And again, I make the point that we have to be measured, because we are here trying to convince a very large constituency that there is worth in us being here. And that's why we do not seek to exaggerate the frustrations or the difficulties, because, as I said before, they're not a test of us. We understand that it's a mighty endeavour to get the British government to face up to its responsibilities in relation to unionism, and to be part of the collective role of getting the unionist leaderships to face up to the reality that we're not going back to second-class citizenship, and those that we represent are not going back to the type of status which was inflicted upon us and our grandparents and our great-grandparents for generations. So that's part of the Rubicon which unionism has to cross, and unfortunately its leaderships have yet to cross that Rubicon.
Well, what did you say when he called you this?
In a corridor, was it around the table? What state was that made yesterday to you?
It was made yesterday during an adjournment.
Did you attempt to speak to him and that was his response?
Yes.
What was your response?
My response was simply to expect more from him, and to hope that in the fullness of time that he will rise above whatever other primitive instincts he has. I mean, we have to understand that in many ways the unionist, if I can say so, in resisting change and in refusing to face up to the change, perhaps are afraid of change. And without patronising them and without in any way being provocative, that's a challenge for us. It's up to us to assure them that their best future is on the island of Ireland with the rest of us.
David, you gonna come and answer a question?
Pardon?
You gonna answer any questions?
There's nothing to say today, is there?
I don't know. Jerry Adams just said it. They came against
Well, we are looking forward to today being an extremely serious day in getting down to the real negotiations that these talks are all about. And as you know, the agenda for today is one of the very central issues of the talks, the relationships between North and South. And as you know, all parties have agreed, both governments and all parties have agreed, that three sets of relationships have to be resolved, including this relationship which we're discussing today. Our approach to it is very clear, has been very consistent, and our strategy is based on tackling the actual problem. And there's been many versions of what our problem is, but our fundamental problem is that we're a deeply divided people, and at the heart of that goes a lot of distrust and prejudice. And it's from that division and prejudice and distrust that comes all the symptoms. And therefore, that's what we have to resolve. And in our view, that cannot be resolved in one simple day. It requires what we have described as a healing process. Therefore, our objective in this strand, as it is on the other two strands, is to create institutions whereby both sections of our people work together in agreement on their matters of common interest, which are very substantial.